Hey everybody, welcome back. My name is Abby. I'm with Fitness is Medicine. Today we're going to do another great workout you can do in your home with very minimal equipment. I'm going to have you just use a couple things today. So I'm going to use a kettlebell and a jug of water, and that is mostly it. I also am going to add a band or a tube, so if you do have an exercise band or a tube, go ahead and grab that. And then for a balance challenge, grab a couple cups or cones or just a couple little targets for you to aim for. You're not going to stand on them or anything like that. It just a couple little things for you to aim for, and that's it. So remember to come into these workouts warmed up and ready to go. 5 to 10 minutes of a cardio workout. Walking up and down your stairs. You can use my warm-up video that I did the other day. Treadmill, bike, anything like that. Walk around the block. Just get your heart rate up a little bit, get your muscles warmed and ready to move. Okay, we're going to start on the floor, and I'm going to use a kettlebell for this exercise. Of course, you can always use other weights. If you don't have a kettlebell, you can use a dumbbell or your water jug like I demonstrated in the picture, or dumbbells, anything. You can use a weight plate. I'm going to show you how to do a chest press in a bridge. So we're going to do kind of a multi-exercise, lying on the floor, feet flat on the floor, knees bent. To go into that bridge, I want you to think about flattening your back, squeezing your glutes, and coming up. We're going to hold that bridge. So I'm going to grab my kettlebell, and we're just going to press it towards the ceiling for a chest press. So flatten your back, squeeze your glutes, press up, and we're going to press straight overhead. Now, whatever weight you're using, that's fine. You can use 2 dumbbells. Mix it up a little bit if you can, if you always do it with the same type of equipment. Maybe try something new, different handheld, different way to use your muscles a little bit, so challenge yourself. Holding that bridge, 9 and 10. All right, good. Come on down. You can move over and drop that to the side. We're going to stand up, so make sure you stand up nice and slowly so you don't get dizzy. So come on over to your hands and knees. You can come up, let your blood pressure kind of regulate, and then stand up when you're ready. Okay, so we're going to do now a kettlebell squat. Tubby's helping me here. He had a little ear injury, so he's got his cone on, but he's doing okay. All right, so we're going to do squats here. Feet nice and wide. You're going to sit your hips back, bend your knees, bend your hips, weight in the heels. So I'm just going to drop this kettlebell right between my feet. Keep your chest nice and tall. 2, nice and slowly, both directions. Think about squeezing your glutes as you come up. 4, if you have any knee pain with this, really make sure you're sitting back into those hips. Also, you can do a little bit smaller range of motion if you do have knee pain at any point. If you have knee pain with the squats, or if you're having a hard time getting the right motion, don't worry about the weight, and then use a countertop or something sturdy to sit back, and you can hang on to that object so you can really sit back into that squat with good form. And one more, all the way up. Okay, now I'm going to grab my water jug. If you don't have a water jug, you can use a dumbbell, you can use a small medicine ball, different things here. In my gym, I've got a water-filled object, but it's got nice handles on it. Sometimes I like to mix up the handles, which is why I like to use a water jug, because in real life, we have lots of different handholds that don't have perfect handles, right? So carrying your groceries or lifting a heavy pot or different things like that. So we're going to do some diagonal punches. So again, a nice wide stance, knees bent, hips back just a little bit, abs tight. We're going to punch up and down to the side. So punch up one way and then down on the other side. 2, 3, give it a good slosh, good punch. 6, 7, 8. Really challenge yourself. 9, 10, and 10. Good. Now for the other side, we're going to go that way. I'm going to change my handhold so that I'm challenging my hands a little bit differently. 1, 2. If you have any shoulder pain with this, Just punch it straight out and then down instead of up. 6, 7, 8. Getting a little bit of a twist. 10 and 10. All right, good. Now we're going to lower back down to the floor. And I'm going to keep my water jug for this one. We're going to do some Russian twists. So if you don't have a water jug, you can use a dumbbell or a medicine ball. If you've not done Russian twists before, you're going to start on the floor, seated with your heels kind of resting gently on the floor, knees bent. You're going to grab your weight or your piece of equipment, whatever you're using. And I want you to gently lean back. So that's going to engage your core. If you have any back pain with that, you can grab a small pillow or a rolled up towel or like a soft medicine ball and put it right there, kind of at the base of your tailbone, at your sacrum, and lean back into that. I don't want anything like this. I don't want your back bent. So I want you to keep a nice straight back as you lean back. All right, so we're going to tilt side to side and touch the floor on either side. 2. Keep breathing. 4, 5, 6, 7, keep breathing. 8, 9, and 10. Good. All right, now, the more angle you put on that, the more difficult it's going to be. So sitting up and just tilting it back slightly will be easier, and also keeping that weight closer to your body. Leaning back further, pulling that weight further away from your body, that's going to increase the difficulty of those. Okay, now we're going to stand back up. We're going to use our band. We're going to do some triceps extension. So stand up nice and slowly. Make sure you don't get dizzy or lightheaded. And we're going to move over here. I've got my band set up in a higher position coming off the door. So with the triceps extension, I'm going to add a little bit of a tandem stance. And I want your elbows directly in the sides, kind of right next to your rib cage. And we're just bending and straightening your elbows, just like this, like if you're pressing something away. So we're going to do both of those at the same time. Engage your core. 1, you're going to pull it right down beside your hips. Keep those shoulders down away from your ears. Nice and slowly, both directions. Now remember, with a band, if you step closer, it will be just a little bit easier. If you step a little further back, it's going to increase the difficulty a little. So stretching that band a little bit. Keep breathing, standing up nice and tall. 9, just bending those elbows. 10. All right, good. Okay, for the last one, we're going to do a balance challenge. Make sure my camera is in the right angle here. I'm going to grab either 2 cones or 2 cups or 2 something that you can aim for. So we're going to stand and put one in front of you and one behind you. And if you are challenged with your balance, I want you to stand next to something sturdy. So I would do it that way, but Tubby's laying there. So I'm going to do it off to the diagonal just a little bit. But I want you to reach forward and touch it with your toe. And then we're going to reach back and touch the back one with your toe. So standing on one leg, big hip stabilizer here. You're going to stand forward, touch back, and I want you to try not to touch your foot down in between. So really stabilizing with this standing leg. Like I said, do it next to something sturdy so that you don't feel, so that you feel safer. In my gym, I like to use a bar, but it doesn't matter. You can use it. A kitchen sink is perfect because it gives you something to hang on to. A wall would be good, or something like this where it's got a handle and it's nice and sturdy. One more time. We're going to go 10 forward and back. Okay. Now we'll switch sides. Pull those shoulders down and back. Stand up nice and tall. Tuck your chin. And when I say tuck your chin, I want to think about pulling your head straight up towards the ceiling. Tucking your chin so that you're not out like this, and you're not like this necessarily. Just holding that good posture. When we start to do balance, many times people kind of want to stare at their foot like this. It's just very common that we want to do that because we want to see what we're doing. But if you miss it, it's no big deal. It's just a goal to have something you want to touch, forward and back. Really working hard in that stabilizing leg. So your toes, I want you to think about spreading your toes out as wide as you can, using your ankles, your calves, your quads, your hip stabilizers, squeezing those glutes. Every muscle all the way up is working, keeping that core nice and tight, which will also help keep you in good balance. And you can do this different ways. You can do it 10 times. You can do it for 30 seconds. You can do it for a minute. Challenge yourself. So if you're finding this not to be very difficult, then maybe stand on an uneven surface. You can stand on carpet or stand on like a throw pillow or stand on in my gym I've got balance pads and discs and things like that. If you have something like that at home, you can try that. Otherwise, just work on standing on one foot next to something sturdy to get that good balance challenge. Okay, great. So go ahead and do those through 1 to 2 more times. You can add some cardio in between, get some good, keep your heart rate up throughout and make it a good long workout. Remember to follow up with a cool down and stretching, and we'll see you next time. Please let me know if you have any questions and comments, and we'll see you next time. Thank you so much.